Hey yo, MC3GTV here with my weekly review of Raw. Planning on trying to do the little blog posts and stuff on each of the um, main wrestling shows that I can watch. I actually can watch Dynamite, so I'm gonna be doing that Wednesdays. Just because I wanna make sure that I'm getting some other bigger stuff and not just WWE stuff. I don't want people to think I'm just a WWE mark. Like I watch NJPW, CMLL, like all kinds of different little promotions in Germany and different things. Like I love wrestling. Like I don't have to know what they're saying or understand it to love it. With that being said, guys, also don't forget to check out the mc3global.org. That's our website. I'm going to be doing lots and lots of blog posts and stuff there. Just to keep everyone up to date and be doing our gaming stuff. Keep up with the MC3 Global YouTube team. Lots and lots of stuff going on this year. We're very excited. Thank you all for being here, being along the ride with us. So I'm sorry, but I've got to start with a little bit of a complaint. Starting Raw with a segment like they do, where it's just people talking, is so boring. I just want once in a while we come on, the cameras start rolling, and we're already in a match. Just one time. Just do it. Just do it. Get me hyped. Get me involved in the show right away. I will say, I think Logan Paul coming out to start the show was a really good way to get the audience emotion cooking right away. I mean, you see him first thing and you're like, oh man, you're feeling something for sure. The back and forth with Logan and CM Punk wasn't anything super special. I'm not complaining about it, but I do think that they're just muddling it along, really. I don't think they're trying to seriously make people think that those two are getting anything hardcore. I think it's just some little back and forth for setting up Elimination Chamber. I was really surprised that it's taken this long for CM Punk to mention that Logan Paul was the one that threw him out of the Royal Rumble, though. I thought it would happen sooner. I'm also very curious as to the deal with John Cena. I feel like he's not been around a whole lot for his farewell tour. I really expected to see him last night. I didn't. We didn't get to, but I mean, I guess he's probably saving what he's got in the tank for those big matches that he's gonna give us this year. Pete, Penta, and Kaiser was the first match of the night. This triple threat match, it's not the worst thing in the world. I wasn't against it. Um, how we got to it, I think, was a little bit weird, honestly. But I think it's just some filler stuff to get us past Elimination Chamber. I do think that giving Kaiser the heel victory in that is not a bad thing. We'll see where they go with it. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about it because of the three men that were involved with it. I think that none of them really are damaged in any way. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not gonna down it. I thought it was a really good match either way. You can't help but love these WrestleMania crowds, man. When it's WrestleMania season, these guys they give it their all. They let you know how they feel. That's for sure. We got another John Cena promo. Like I said, it's kind of garbage that we get a promo and not or like a little video package and not John Cena. Like I'd much rather have John Cena himself there. Um, EO. First of all, Rhea Ripley's pop, man. Who's getting pops like that? Nobody. Nobody is. But Io Shirai has to be one of the only wrestlers on the planet that I could legitimately say I think she could win any world championship match you put her in, any given day, any day of the year. There's a pretty good chance Io could win it. So this match next week is really really exciting to me. I'm hyped for that. New Day versus LWO was the next segment on the card. Nice little tag team match. I say nice little tag team match, but in my review, I say forgettable because I wasn't really in awe of it too much. And if I'm being honest, I think that LWO um they're not anything special right now. I don't think it's their fault. I think that they need more video packages and more backstage stuff. Introduce me to them. Tell me who they are. Let me know a little bit more about them, and not just, oh, these are Rey Mysterio's friends, or the guys that Rey Mysterio was teaching or working with or whatever like that. Like, they need to be themselves and be their own entity, not just LWO for the sake of being LWO. Like, I can't accept that. That's a little bit different to me. That they would expect us to just buy into it just because they're Latino World Order. Like, okay, cool. Show me them. Show me some personality. Dragon Lee running in after the match was over was really incredibly dumb to me too, because like, it's 2 versus 1. You're gonna get beat up, dude. You're going to. Why not come in the middle of the match still? Like, why wait till it's done? It was very, very strange to me. Finn is adamant no new members of the Judgment Day. This is one of those things that has me like, why do they continuously repeat this? Who's going to be the one? What is their end goal with that? I'm really, really curious to that. And then, also the stuff with Raquel and Liv, like, they are getting to be like the favorites of Finn Balor, and they're playing it up on social media too. Like how Liv said something along the lines of, well, when we listen to Finn, like, I don't remember exactly what she typed, but that was the gist of it. She's saying when they listen to Finn, they get the win, and I'm all for that. Like, the Judgment Day having that kind of strife where it's not even in between the men, but it's like the women are obviously doing better in the group than the men are, and it's like they're proving it. So I really, really like that. I thought that was cool, and I'm excited to see where they go with that. I think Judgment Day is one of those that, even though the bloodline has been around, I feel like Judgment Day is one of those that they've been around too, and they could probably still have quite a bit of time in their team. I mean, they started with Edge. Think about that. Edge was part of the Judgment Day, and they're getting started, and look where they're at now. Like, my goodness, the transformation. And it's like, I personally anyway, I'm still hooked. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they still have a lot of traffic, like a lot of stuff that they can do with that. Gunther versus Akira. This match, this whole segment, all of it was so fun. Like, this is what you want in a world champion. Give this little guy the shot, squash him, and then, like, rein in on the parade of your next challenger. Like, what great storytelling is that? Like, I'm this good of a champion. I can beat this guy. I'll beat that guy. And he's giving Akira some time. Like, you can't ask for more. You can't. That's so awesome. Gunther calling Jay's fans the Yeet Circus. That's my favorite. I'm going to be calling people the Yeet Circus. Like, those are the idiots to me now. The wrestling idiots. You're the Yeet Circus. I'm sorry. Just awesome. Gunther is easily my favorite part of Raw every week. I know some people think he's boring, but dude, this guy, you've got to respect it. He's so good. He's so good. I think the people that dog on him now are going to be the same ones that 5 years from now are like, man, we really didn't appreciate that. Maybe not. Some people just, they don't know what they got. And really the fact that segment was like, it felt like it went longer than it was supposed to. Like, oh, Akira, you thought he was going to get squashed, but he ended up making it a little bit longer. But it was still short and sweet, and it got every single person in that segment over. Everyone, it came up from that. I don't care what anyone says. Nobody came away from that looking bad. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole being on the announcing team together has to be the greatest part of Raw. Um, for me personally, I think they just add such a human element to the show to where you're not feeling like it's corporate WWE anymore. Like you can feel the change through them. Like even Cole was saying in the Impulsive podcast how it's totally different now. He can be himself. He can do the yeets with the crowd and all this. And you see it, you feel it on the TV. Like these guys are being themselves. They're having such a freaking good time. Like they're able to make fun of each other, and it really reminds us of ourselves. Like getting to hang out with your best friend and watch some wrestling, or like that is just really what is making Raw, I think, feel different than SmackDown and NXT a little bit. It's like those guys, they feel like they're co-workers for sure, but Pat and Cole, you feel like these guys, they feel like the JR and the Jerry Lawler that have been together for 15 plus years, like even though they haven't. And that's really a testament to the two of them and their ability to play off each other, really. Like they're the perfect mix of oil and fire. I think like those two are great together. I don't want to see them separated anytime. You really just tell that they're having good fun. Dakota and Lyra, this one, I've got some problems with this match. It wasn't horrible. I'll start with saying that. It wasn't a terrible, terrible match or anything like that. But this match was set up last week when Dakota beat Ivy. Okay. How many times have we gotten Dakota Kai to get to this point? She's fought over and over and over and over and over and over to get to that number one contendership for how many singles titles? And when we finally think this is it, I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very disappointed. I'm not saying that they should have just hot-shotted the belt to her, but at the same time, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why have Ivy lose just to have Dakota lose too? If you're not gonna have Ivy do the double loss and just get mad as the heel and attack her after the match. It's a weird setup to me. I feel like it's taken the long way around, and it's at the sacrifice of Dakota Kai. Maybe I'm wrong. I could totally be wrong. Maybe she feels differently about it. I don't know. But I personally am tired of seeing her in a number one contendership match that she's not going to win. Don't do it if you're not going to pull the trigger. I think Dakota belongs higher up on the card, honestly, in my personal opinion. But she's stuck jobbing out to the mid-card championship holder. And that's not the worst thing in the world. It probably looks good for Lyra. I don't think so, personally. I don't think either one of them came away from it any better. Mainly because look how short the match was. How do you look better in that amount of time? Small gripes, but ultimately, I think they're all going to be okay coming out of it. Lyra's still Intercontinental Champion. She's going to get the match against Ivy. We'll end up there either way. I just feel like it's such a dumb, long-winded way to get there. But, I'm not the booker, man. So, I'm sorry. I think the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, especially at these early stages of its existence, it deserves better. Give them an Iron Man match. Like, come on, it's not that hard. Give them 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Is it really going to hurt that bad to give you one 30-minute match on Raw that is just purely for the sake of building a championship? I don't think it's going to hurt that bad. Come on. Come on. In other news, though, Sammy versus Kevin, the build to this they continue to just knock it out of the park. I am so excited for this match. I have a very strong feeling, though, Sami Zayn might lose it and then just be done wrestling. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling it might happen. I really do. I hope not, but we'll see. Dominic versus Braun was next. This was really good. I liked it as a match. It's a fun, short match. Unlike the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, what makes this one different is Braun's character. That's what makes this instance different. Because also you got to think about Dom Mysterio. He's not a serious championship contender. Like, he is a contender, but it's not the same as a Dakota Kai. Like, come on. She's like highest level, cutting edge contender. They're just not treating her like one. And that's, I don't know what else to say about that. But Dominic, his character, and then Braun's character is all about what they gave in that match. Dominic being the Oath, Breaker being the Destroyer, and it worked so well. Like that, it was so good. And then it gives Finn this in. I know people complain about him being in an IC Championship match, but dude, if they're going to build this awesome Intercontinental Championship match for Braun Breaker that could potentially see AJ or Finn or someone else come out with the belt, I think that's a win. Because either way, if Braun wins, he looks great. If he loses, he's got an automatic championship challenge for right after WrestleMania, and he doesn't have to look bad in taking a loss in a multi-man match like that. So that I'm so excited for. I think this whole build with Braun Breaker, especially him coming through after the Sheamus thing, I thought he would lose it to Sheamus. So them continuing on with that, I think is really good. So we'll see how that goes. Really, really excited to see who ends up Intercontinental Championship by the end of WrestleMania. I think that's going to be such a big piece of the card, honestly. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was next. This to me is one of those things that I think the way that AEW does it is probably a little bit better. Like, when Hangman and MJF had their conversation, there was no, oh, I'm going to come out here and talk, and then you can come out. They entered the ring at the same time and then started their debate with each other. Like, that to me is such a smart format. You know these two guys have a beef, an argument to be had with one another. Why waste your time with it? Get them both in the ring at the same time. I feel like that makes such a tension, and so it adds so much power to the promo, because you're sitting there, you know, he has to sit there and wait in that corner. He's got to wait. He's not waiting in the back waiting for his music to hit. He's waiting in that corner right there, microphone in his hand. It's just different, and it works so much better. I think AEW really deserves a lot of credit for that. That being said, though, Cody and Rollins, it doesn't make an interesting matchup to me personally. I'm not for it. I don't think Seth Rollins is super charismatic. I know some people love the guy to death, but I'm not the biggest fan. I just don't think he's got a whole lot of reason to be like, oh yeah, I'm so good at this. Like, yeah, they sing with his entrance, but I can't have any other reason why he's like loved really, really well. I don't know. It's probably just me. I just don't think he's that great. Cody, I honestly don't think he has the same heat on him. He's a good babyface for sure, but I don't feel that it's the same level of attraction as when he was going against Reigns. And I think that that's just the opponents. Like, who is going to bring that same level, you know? And I think that's what That's where John Cena, I think, is going to be probably the biggest and best choice. CM Punk versus Cody offers a lot, but I think John Cena versus Rhodes is a lot more interesting dynamic, because you can have this thing where it's babyface on both ends, and it's a situation where they both have to win it, but not because they're a bad guy. And I think that is more interesting than having a good guy versus bad guy dynamic at all. Having the two good guys that have their very, very good legitimate reasons for needing to win, but only one can be the winner because it's a competition. That's what makes wrestling the best wrestling stories, in my opinion, over just good guy versus bad guy. On to this main event. Liv, Raquel, Bianca, Naomi. These four, I don't doubt that they'll go down in history. All individually, but in their tag team matches together also specifically, I think every one of these four, their matches are going to be remembered for a very, 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 very long time. One thing in particular, like I had noted in the blog post earlier, I've seen more wrestling footage than I have watched any kind of other TV or anything in my whole life. Like, I don't watch the news a whole lot and things like that. I'm telling you, I've seen more wrestling than any other thing that I have watched on a television. I don't think I've ever seen a finish quite like that one. It was quick. It was not overly dramatic. It wasn't overly played. It was a simple, oh, she knocked her on the post. Okay, easy, cheap win. And especially for a championship match, like, that added such a level of instantaneous heat. You're not going to be able to remanufacture that just with a couple of throwaway lines in a promo or something. Like, having that win come the way that it did after the match that they had in particular is what did it. Because it wasn't a garbage match. This was an awesome, awesome match. You had several times in there where the fans, they're counting the 1, 2, it's almost there. Like, that added so much to it, and like, they were in it. And Bianca and Naomi having those times where you're certain they're about to get Liv, and then she does a reversal or something. It was awesome, really awesome. And for it to main event the show, it shows a lot of credibility for those four women and what they mean to WWE. It's really something to see. I'm someone that's been around watching since divas were the thing, you know. So seeing that true evolution and how they're able to wrestle and do things now and put on a better match and more discussable match than anything else on the card. Like, this is something you can come back to and you can legitimately talk and say, this tag team match in particular is one of the best we've seen for the whole year already. Match of the year candidate already. Fight me on it. I'm serious. It was that good. And it's just because of it had all of the elements. It had the Judgment Day in it, you know, doing their thing. Bianca and Naomi and their chemistry together. I would have to say I don't know many that have had that star power of where it's two individuals that maybe probably weren't pegged as tag team competitors. They put them together and they are shining so hard. Like, they have a chemistry and a star power together that is unmatched. And I think it's because they are having fun and you can see it. Really, that's one of the biggest things in my opinion, is like, you see Naomi and Bianca every time they go out there, you can just feel they're having the time of their life. and they're setting history. Like, we're seeing it happen. It's so cool. Like, we'll be able to say 10 years from now, like, I remember getting to see this. Like, this was history making. Like, and it's just awesome to be able to know that we're a part of that, and we're seeing these changes and how the industry is growing like it is. But that match in particular is going to be one of those that I hope people study in the future, because that's how you end a Raw on a really, really high note. Extremely high note. Great title change where you know they're getting a rematch. You can't argue that. And even the rematch, you can argue this rematch is going to be huge. Huge. Especially if they wait and do it at WrestleMania. I hope they don't do a multi tag team match for the women's tag team championships. I really hope not. I don't want to see that. I want to see Raquel and Liv versus Bianca and Naomi ladder match. Give us something crazy, because those four can freaking go, and they will keep us entertained the whole time. And then you've got Dom and the Judgment Day included in it too, in some way, some kind of way. Like, they are there. It's just, we have a perfect storm going into WrestleMania where there's so many variables. So little is locked in. I think that we need to look at this year and really be thankful. There's been so many years where we're at this exact time and you can feel everything locked in. Whether Elimination Chamber has happened yet or not, you know the general direction. But this is the first year in a long time for me that I'm like, I couldn't tell you. They've got a loaded roulette gun. Like, every single bullet, every single chamber is loaded. You never know. You don't know which one is gonna get pulled. Like, any option that they make, I think it's gonna be a money option. They have backed themselves into the perfect corner. You can't choose a wrong way out here. And anyone who disagrees with that is just hating because their person isn't the one that's getting that spot. You can't argue that this is the most incredible time. Like, you can't pick a wrestler and say that's the main event. You know Cody Rhodes is WWE champion, but you can't say he's going to be in that match as much as you want to. Anything could happen between here and then. We could literally have The Rock show up on Raw and beat him next week, the week after that. You don't know. This, to me, is the most unpredictable WrestleMania season we've probably had in the past decade or more, if not ever. Maybe that's just me, but I only know one match that is absolutely happening. Gunther versus Jey Uso. NXT tonight is going to be awesome. I can't wait. You guys stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing the blog posts and everything on that. I don't know if I'll do a recorded video for NXT by itself. I might wait and do NXT and Dynamite together in a one video review package thing, just for time's sake. Put it all together, do it all at once on Thursday, and then do the SmackDowns on Saturday. SmackDowns are a little more difficult. SmackDown and NXT both. I have to watch Netflix in Ireland or another country, so that's a little bit more difficult. I'm not going to be able to do that all the time. So NXT and SmackDown will more often not get the video review with it. and slash podcast review with it. But NXT Dynamite, I will do the blog reviews for weekly. SmackDown, there's a very good chance SmackDown gets skipped a lot. And it's not that I don't care for SmackDown. I love SmackDown. It was my first love, honestly. Back, from 2004 to 2009-ish, that SmackDown was my favorite. You couldn't tell me SmackDown wasn't the best back then. Like, I was that guy. So I love SmackDown. It's just timing. If I do review SmackDown and stuff, it'll probably only be blog. If I do the video, you're lucky, because I just stumbled upon the time, and it's just because of the weekends I gotta dedicate to family. If you can't appreciate that, I'm sorry. We got 3 kids. My wife, she's gotta have her time too. So yeah, like I said, I'll be doing the NXT Dynamite review probably Thursday. I'm gonna be doing my notes. I'll do the blog post review on NXT as soon as I watch it, either tonight or first thing in the morning. But thank you all for tuning in for this. Really, really, really appreciate it. It means so much to me. This is something I've wanted to do for so long. It's straight from my heart, man. I love wrestling. I love talking about it, and I can't wait to get to meet more people that feel the same way. And like I say, feel free to debate me anytime, please. Just don't be mean about it. Don't be rude. Don't call me stupid. We can have a difference in opinion and not call each other stupid. Like, we're humans. We think differently sometimes. Doesn't mean that you're stupid or I'm stupid. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you all. Stay tuned. I'll catch y'all very soon. I appreciate you.